Master trainer and certified health coach Solomon Practice in the building. So today we're gonna react to Love Dorsey. Man, I love how this woman, she is so honest. She is so real. She got that wisdom. Man, even though she hood, but then still she is the truth. And she has so many great gems and everything that she said, everything that she go and do. And let's get into this video.
Things, shit line up across the board. How people treat you, because you change what you allow. You would change the standard in which you coexist with other people, right? You start to operate from a space of your time being more valuable to you. And so when people see you move a certain way with your shit, meaning your time, your feelings, the way that you are about your life, they come in and step alongside you that same way. And if they cannot keep up or maintain, guess what? You won't keep in your life what you cannot manage. They won't keep in their life what they cannot manage. A lot of things work itself out. A lot of things start to make sense about life when you get your house in order. It starts with your mind, your character, the way that you think, your behavior, your feelings. Now, that's a good question. When you get online and you go to looking for a therapist, right? A lot of y'all don't know this. First, you have to pick a therapist that there is not some giant cultural gap, right? You got to go look for somebody that, depending on who you are, like where you come from, what your race is, what your spiritual beliefs are, you have to find somebody that there's not going to be this giant cultural gap, right? The second thing is you have to go in on a certain point, meaning you have therapists that specialize in relationship counseling. You have therapists that specialize in grief, right? You have therapists that they specialize in childhood trauma. You have therapists that they specialize in depression. You have therapists that they specialize in certain areas to where you need to sit down, right? And I told y'all first, make a list of the people that really don't belong in my life if I say that I want to make change, right? And a lot of times when you make that list, immediately you're going to get triggered and realize, okay, here's the point I want to start therapy on. Let me start doing my research, right? And looking up a therapist or some sort of counseling to where I can go in on this particular point. When you go in on that one point, you're not going to stay on that one point throughout your entire journey. But what will happen is when you get clarity on this one point, a lot of times other things that are trauma or demons or shit that's in your dark skeletons in your closet, that shit will come up, and then you can pivot in therapy to somebody else that specializes, or if that therapist that you're using does it all in regards to those issues, you can stick with that one. Do y'all understand that?
That's a great point. So I didn't know that that it helps so much to have a therapist that's similar to you, that comes from or have a similar background as you. So that's a great gem right there. So yeah, so that's definitely so important. And then it's important to have a therapist. I can just imagine that, okay, this person is still okay. So they're listening to you, they're listening to your feelings, but then still over a certain period of time, by you having those sessions, that you actually have became better and have grown, not just somebody who's just going to just hear you just talk about everything that happened. So that's a great point. And to move on to other therapists, or if that same person can help you in multiple different areas of your life, and things will work itself out. Just if you all notice, just like I with fitness, though, when you make those commitments to yourself regarding you getting a certain amount of just based off of the goal of you wanting to lose some weight or build some strength, or just to just get more stronger, it's going to help out other areas of your life. It's going to help you have more self-confidence in yourself. You're going to have more belief that you can get things done. You're going to trust yourself. You're going to basically become a person of your word, and come down to you doing what you said that you're going to do. So those are all positive qualities that come from you just making that one decision regarding you just wanting to just go all out, regarding just wanting to just improve your health and being patient with yourself.
And I'm glad somebody said emotional detachment, because there are a lot of us that we are so engulfed with our feelings all the time that anything that we are emotionally attached to, we can't let go. We can't.
That's a great point. And then also too, especially with the women, it's a lot of women out there, their feelings are facts. So once when somebody, and then like a lot of times with certain things that with people though, they say, well, I don't like this person's tone. I don't like this, how the person said it though. What it is for the most part is you just don't like the truth. You know, it's just the truth is just ringing with bells that, you know, that you don't like what the person said because it's true. You have a problem with the truth. So once again, you are entitled to your own opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts.
Let go, and this shit will kill you. It will kill you physically, mentally, emotionally. It is murder, not to be taken lightly. When you in a space where my emotions run 80 to 90% of what I do, what I say, how I act, how I think, and I got myself tied to a lot of people that aren't for me, or a lot of situations that aren't doing well for my life. They are not to be brought with me. That shit will kill you.
Speaking of that and emotions, this is one thing that I think about a lot, which I'll be honest. So one thing that I have noticed though is when you get advice from a woman regarding, okay, do this for a woman, do that, treat her this way, and then if you look at her life, her God doesn't do any of that. So she'll say, well, be a nice man, do this, do that, or whatever, and then her God don't do any of that stuff though. So it's important to know, okay, she's not going to tell you the truth regarding what he did that really got her, because it'll sound kind of weird as if she said something about how, well, okay, I actually like it when a guy just have sex with me, put it down real good, and then stop talking to me for a few days. Then when I do call him, he hang up on me. She's not going to say that because then it makes her look crazy. So she can say it and give you advice. Okay, man, just treat women like this, but then still her man doesn't do any of that stuff though. And she's in love with this dude. And then, yeah. So that's why it's important, okay, so she can say one thing, but it's important to know, okay, how will this woman respond? How do women respond to things? So that's why women make songs about bad boys. They don't make songs about good guys. They make songs about bad boys because bad boys are honest, they're intentional, and they don't give a fuck.
This is why I'm always talking about management of emotions for male or female. As a man, you will crash the fuck out. You will pick the wrong bitches. You will get in a space where you become undisciplined with your sex. This will lead to you having babies left and right with women that don't give a fuck about you and don't understand the value of what a real mother is or nurturing.
Speaking of that, that's a great point. And that's the most common thing that I see a lot. I see like a lot of guys, which this is how just most guys get down, period. Most guys just pick a woman based off of how sexy she is, or just how good she can put it down, and then those qualities doesn't raise your child. So her character is gonna raise your child. So then later on, you're like, damn, this woman, she's such a slut. She's always having the wrong type of people around my kids. She's not responsible. Well, but then that's your fault because you was not paying attention to the details of the things that really matter. You was looking at all the wrong stuff.
A family, not attracted to co-parenting, very much attracted to control, always blaming a nigga for everything, swearing that everything is a baby daddy's fault. You will fuck your life up, bro, with this shit. For women, you will end up in a space where you are vulnerable, right, to the point where you will be hypersexual and end up in these same predicaments like I'm talking about with the dudes, where you got more children than what you can logically care for. Not just from a money space, because a lot of y'all have been, bred and programmed to believe everything is all right if you buying all the kids a certain amount of stuff. Let me tell y'all something. Baby, if you don't listen to nothing I've ever said, listen to this. I talk to grown men and women of all different races and ages on a daily basis, trying to sort through their adult shit. 90% of these people's issues come from a fucked up upbringing. And I don't mean that it all looks the same fucked up. What I mean is there are things psychologically. Most of the issues have nothing to do with their parents being able to buy them some shit or not. It has to do with psychological things. Stuff they found out as an adult that their mother or father lied to them about during their upbringing. Things that they are realizing about how the world works that their parents did not tell them, but they told them a bunch of other stupid shit repeatedly. Things about themselves that they are incapable of controlling based on thinking that this behavior was okay because they saw certain caregivers that behave that way. And it has nothing to do with blaming, right? The parents or the upbringing. But when you understand psychology, when you understand science, when you understand the way that humans work with our behavior, the way our brain develops, when we are young, you understand this shit is a direct correlation of one another, right? So it has nothing to do with blame. It has every bit of understanding where you got this shit from. These problems that are hindering you from being able to go at your life the way that you want to, right? Understanding where you got this from and then being able to rid yourself of this shit in this season of your life so you could do better. So you could do better. So you could do better. Not to blame. Not to give a fuck about how the other people feel. It is to recognize this is the cause. And if I don't want this for myself, I got to get rid of this. And a lot of times this
Speaking of how you feel, this is the other thing that I was just thinking about based off what you said. I think about how back in the day, people had to go and people had to go and bring home the water of the day so that their family can live. So they had to go and do stuff like that, and then you're afraid to go and get things going or doing something because you're based off of how somebody feel. Somebody else. So other people would have to think about back in the day, being out there in the wild and having to do this, or otherwise the family won't survive. And you're just so concerned with how somebody feel. So just imagine how soft it is. You won't get started or doing what you should do because you're based off of how somebody else feel.
This requires you to challenge beliefs, which will change the way that you think, to manage your emotions, which will change the way that you feel about shit, and thus that will change your behavior. Yay! This is building character. Y'all understand what I'm explaining?
I agree. So that's the most important thing. It's just like now you really hear the women talk about how well they want a man that make 10 10 stacks a month. He make $100,000 a year, but they don't really talk about a man's character. So for the most part nowadays, I hate to say it, but for the most part, most of these women they can be bought by the man that has the biggest bag or the guy who they're spending the most money. Unfortunately.
Do y'all really? I'm looking at y'all like y'all looking at me, trying to see what's going on. Do y'all genuinely understand? Bro, I talk to so many grown people, grown men in the streets, out the streets, corporate, fucking police officers, firefighters, motherfucking everybody, right? It is a common thing that when people realize in my adult life, I don't like the way things are looking for me on the backside of what the public can't see, they have to go back into the shit they were exposed to. A lot of y'all don't realize by age 5 to 7, a individual child has already developed a solid sense of beliefs as far as how to behave. And it's a bitch to rear or change that shit. If a lot of y'all understand what I'm communicating, if by age 5 to 7, right, some of y'all who are a little bit late in regards to paying attention or developing, if you are already set with the groundwork, think about building a house, right? Or building some sort of structure. You start from the ground up. Blocks ain't just gonna sit in the air, right? And the foundation in which you start on plays a role in rather your shit gonna stand, the higher up you go. So the older you get, If your shit is set on a bunch of fucked up ass beliefs and principles about life and the way the world works, when you get 10, 19, 25, 31, 35, 40, this structure gets weaker as you get older. Y'all be thinking automatically downloads happen as you get older, like these goddamn iPhones where they just update the iOS or the fucking Windows or the goddamn Google whatever, and it just starts operating up to speed with the age. That is not the way this shit works. If your motherfucking foundation fucked up from how your mammy or your daddy or your grandma or your auntie and them raised you, right? That dysfunction will show up as you build every new level. And for a lot of people that I talk to, that bitch done came crashing down. And they trying to figure out, damn, I know I'm fucking, I did the drywall right, and bitch, when I got to the second story, I followed the instructions on this, and bitch, I know what the fuck I know how to build. I'm putting in the right shit, but it's certain stuff that just keep resurfacing. It just keep resurfacing. You ever seen somebody try to build or cover up fucking water damage to some shit? The bottom of this shit done been flooded. Right? So the foundation weak around this motherfucker. And you steady stacking on top. You getting older. You adding more bills. You add more stuff to your life. Bringing more people around in this motherfucker. Then you look up and this bitch trembling. The walls like they about to fall in. But you knowing you bought top quality material for this flow. But see, your mama and your daddy and the people that raised you help you build that bottom flow. You didn't build that bitch with the same principles and materials and things that you trying to build the second and the third flow with. That shit coming crashing the fuck down. You got to go back and evaluate what the fuck was put into that concrete slab. Where y'all laid the motherfucking posts. Like, you got to get down to the motherfucking groundwork. Some of y'all, a motherfucker had you set on ground that you ain't even supposed to be building on this shit. Some of y'all understand in construction, it's certain pieces of land you can buy. You can't even build on that shit. When they evaluate it, the soil is not right. Message. Y'all need to go to therapy. It's a lot of y'all for this Christmas season, baby. Don't buy no jewelry. Don't buy no new purse. Them kids don't need all that expensive ass shit. Save some of that money to go set yourself up to talk to somebody about what is going on in your mind. A lot of y'all as men, especially black men, babe, I'm telling you from a space of love. I'm telling you from a space of love gonna tell your ass what's real. Go see about yourself, bro. Go see about yourself, bro. Go see about yourself in ways that you never have, and every bitch that you stuck your dick up in has never cared to. Go see about yourself, bro. Go get clarity and understanding to where you can look at you in the mirror and say that regardless of what I've done so far, I decide, right, what my life is going to be moving forward, right? And I am going to think and feel and behave in ways that as a man, I'm concerned about making myself proud. I'm going to tell you another thing coming from a bad bitch. It is a very attractive thing when you come in contact with or you meet a man, especially a black man, that has confidence in himself. And I ain't talking about the kind of confidence that y'all be used to. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about confidence in his ability to make decisions, build for himself, decide in what direction he wants to go, and with confidence and discipline, knowing this is oozing from him that I'm gonna follow through, not because a bitch want me to follow through.
That's a great point. So yeah, so that's one thing that happens naturally when a person goes and just make their fitness a non-negotiable. It comes down to you making those small commitments to yourself, saying, okay, I'm gonna wake up at this time, I'm gonna stick to a schedule. It come down to me doing my workout 3-4 days a week, I'm gonna eat at this time. All of those small type of commitments you're making to yourself is gonna have you to believe in yourself better. So, and then the more you see is working, you're gonna get even more committed. So yeah, so I agree too. Just like a lot of you ladies, instead of you all planning for your next vacation to go to Jamaica, you need to go and get your look in order. You need to go on and get your body right. You need to go on and have a fitness professional like me to hold you accountable, is to go and teach you stuff the right way. Like most of you all, I'm just so shocked that for the most part, most of you all do not know how to set proper goals. Every time I basically ask you all a question about your health and fitness goals, you're talking so vague. Nothing is specific. Just I ask you, okay, so what exactly are some of your health and fitness goals? Well, I want to just look amazing. Okay, so look amazing. So the more specific the goal is, the more of a better chance that you will go and accomplish that goal. So you all need to, and once again, if you could have got your body tight and right by yourself, you would have already done it. You would have already done it.
Not because somebody told me I gotta do it for these kids, or no, because as a man, my ethics, my integrity, the purpose I laid out for myself, the rules that I made for myself say that this is what I'm gonna stick to, and this is the direction that I'm gonna go in. And baby, you gonna get you a helpmate. You gonna get you one. For me to y'all, man, I'm gonna leave the live up because I seen some of y'all say leave the live up. I'm gonna leave the live up on my YouTube channel. So y'all.
Speaking of a helpmate, and then that's the thing, just it's about finding a woman that that she's gonna help you in the area that you value. So like myself, I care about my fitness business. So by me having a woman that's gonna help me with this business, that's my form of what do you say of a love language service. Help me with the business, help me get these clients, help me make this money. That's what I like. So and then, so if the woman is not willing to help the man in the way that he desire, then he don't need her. She's not helping him. She's not helping with his purpose. So what is she good for then? How is she a helpmate? No, she has to help him in the way that he values, in the ways that he actually wants help.
Make sure y'all go to YouTube. If you click the link in my bio, the link is actually in my bio. Anybody that's trying to book a one-on-one, text the number in my bio, 678-965-06. 678-965-0698. Also, if you try to join my book club, just DM me. Now, I'm very selective about my book club because we meet a lot during the month. I don't fuck off in the energy and the vicinity of people that are not trying to genuinely improve themselves. With the beginning of the year, my investment group is going to be opening up. This is for those of y'all that already got your credit fixed. You already understand credit funding. We get into the money. We buying up shit, baby. Right? It's only for those individuals. Some of y'all that ain't there yet, it's fine. Right? You got time to get yourself together. It never matters if it's going to be hard. It matters if it's necessary.
On that note, wow, so that is so true. It's so true. And a lot of you all, that's all that you're looking for is just something that's easy, something that's quick. Okay, is it necessary for you to go and finally get your look in order and to fix those bad habits that's been holding you back? It's been having guys to just look at you as just something to do when they're bored. So yep, that's a great point. I totally
book
agree.
Club. I see y'all in the book club meeting tomorrow.
It don't matter if it's hard, it's necessary. And then everybody say that, well, I value my health. I mean, everybody say that though, but what you do says everything. You don't log anything. And one thing that's still hilarious though, like for the most part, whenever I speak to a person who's overweight and I ask them, okay, so do you log your macros and calories? And no, I don't need to do that though. It just still to me hilarious. Like I would come down to, okay, if the fit people are logging their macros and then they're following, having a routine, what makes you think you can do it? You can do the opposite of what the people who are healthy and fit do. But that's for a whole nother show. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And ladies, if you would like to finally be able to get your body tight so you can build the confidence and have men to say, wow, this woman actually can stick to a program and she's consistent and she actually values her health and she can follow some structure, you can go and fill out my application and we'll see if my program is a good fit for you. You can buy my bands. My bands will help you tone your whole body. And fellas, you can get my bands too. I have the incredible bundle. It's going to be 3 different levels of my ankle bands, which is really good to tone the stomach, build your legs up. You can use those anywhere. I got the power bands that's good for the men and the women. Got a champion 4-pack, which is really good. It helps you with your stretching, strength training. You can order the bands by clicking on the screen. You can do that. And remember, God wants you healthy and fit. The devil wants you to procrastinate and put it off and make excuses. I want you also to go and check out Love Dorsey. So I tell people though, look past all the cursing. She has to say that so it's more entertaining for Instagram. So I totally understand. So just look past the cursing and look at the message of what she's saying and does this make sense? All right, stop and fit is where that's where strength meets elegance. And I'll see you all next time.